Hi, this is Mike from Family Friendly New Orleans. Today I'm here to compare three of the top selling hot sauces from the state of Louisiana. There are plenty of hot sauces made in the state of Louisiana, but I chose to pick three that are readily available in the market sometimes around the country. So the three I've selected today are Crystal Hot Sauce, Tabasco Hot Sauce, and Louisiana Original Hot Sauce. Now, I'm not a big fan of spicy. I don't like my food hot. That's a misconception that a lot of people have, is that hot sauces, because of their name, are automatically hot. These are not necessarily made for heat. They can be hot, but they are more flavor type enhancers. Alright, I'm going to start out by showing you each one of them and how each one of them is kind of made up. Each one of them has similar ingredients. Usually it's vinegar, pepper, and salt. These two, Louisiana and Crystals, use cayenne pepper, and Tabasco uses actually a Tabasco pepper in their sauce. So I'm going to show you a little bit how each one shows up as it's poured out on a little bit of on the paper towels here. I'm going to show each one of them to you up close. As you can tell, the Crystals has kind of a thick consistency, a lot of vinegar in there, but as you can see, there's a lot of damp spot where the vinegar is, and also you can see where the pepper is. The Tabasco is a little bit more vinegary, but that's to be expected. Tabasco, their first ingredient listed is actually distilled vinegar, so the pepper is not quite as prevalent on there. And finally, the Louisiana hot sauce shows a much thicker consistency of the cayenne pepper inside the sauce, with a little bit of vinegar mixed in, obviously. So the ingredients is listed on each one. The Tabasco has vinegar listed first. Both of these list peppers. This one lists aged red cayenne. This one lists vinegar, peppers, vinegar, and salt. So each one of them similar ingredients, made slightly different ways. So the next step that I'm going to do is I'm going to test each one. Now, like I said, I don't like hot. However, I know that some of these are going to be a little bit hotter than others, and I know some of y'all are interested to see which one's hotter, which one's a little bit milder. So I'm going to test each one and kind of give you my personal opinion. I know this one has never really been rated as a Scoville unit. There's some that rate it somewhere around 2,000. I think it's a little bit milder than a 2,000. This one is usually rated around 2,500, and then this one is rated at 450. So this one should be the hottest, and I imagine this one's going to be the second hottest, but let me go ahead and give it a try real quick. So I'm going to put a little bit on a spoon here. So this is the Crystals. I can smell a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of pepper, and here goes. Definitely can taste the pepper, can taste the vinegar, and the salt as well. I think it's a pretty good flavor. And now I'm going to try the Louisiana hot sauce. Alright, here goes. All right, a little bit tangier flavor on that one. It's can definitely taste the cayenne in there a little bit more. I believe it's a little bit hotter than the crystals, but not something unbearable. So, especially when it's mixed into food, it kind of blends that heat out a little bit, depending on how much you add to it. So, not a bad one. It's definitely a little bit thicker consistency. Definitely can taste the pepper in there. Definitely say it's probably a little hotter than the crystals. So, I can give my palate another chance to clean up. Clean my little spoon off here. And then we're going to go to the Tabasco, which I believe is the hottest. Alright, got me a little bit on the spoon there. And bottoms up. Definitely vinegary. Definitely a lot hotter than the others. Probably still not the hottest hot sauce out on the market, obviously. But as far as the ones that I tried tonight, if I would rate them in order, crystals would be the mildest, followed by Louisiana, and then Tabasco. So, even though there's more vinegar than pepper, obviously Tabasco does something in their aging process or their processing that produces a much hotter sauce. So, it's a little bit hotter than I like. However, those of you who like heat, it's still a very good sauce. Definitely tastes a little bit more vinegar in there. So in order, I'd say crystals, Louisiana, and Tabasco as far as heat. Now, I've got one little final test. I'm going to bring out some little bowls of rice. I'm going to mix these in a little bit and taste them. And it's a little bit more subjective of a test. It's going to show you guys, as far as from my standpoint, which one I prefer out of the three. Obviously, that's a subjective thing. I believe all of them are going to be pretty good on the taste test, so hang with me for just a second. I'm not going to lie. Wow, that Tabasco sauce is still kind of hitting me. Oh. Oh. I had to drink some milk. Oh. Alright, so what I've done is I've put about half a cup of rice in each bowl, half a cup of cooked rice, and each one of these hot sauces usually recommends about a teaspoon of hot sauce per serving. So I measured out a teaspoon and I put in a teaspoon in each bowl, and the first one contains Crystal's hot sauce. As you can see, here's the consistency of it. It's a little bit, you can see the red in there a little bit. Louisiana hot sauce. Turns out it's, once again, kind of what we would expect. It's a little bit redder because obviously I think there's more cayenne that's in this particular sauce. And the Tabasco sauce. As you can see that there's, you see a little bit less red, but rest assured this is definitely the hotter sauce, so don't let the visual fool you here. Now I'm going to try each one. Like I said, this is more of a subjective test. So I'm going to start off by eating the Crystal hot sauce mixed in with the rice. Okay. A teaspoon you would think would be quite a bit for half a cup. I'm not feeling any real major heat from this hot sauce in this. So what I would say here is that Crystals get kind of a fruity flavor from it. If I, it's definitely not a hot sauce. Like I said, I tend to prefer not having too much heat. So this one is, for you people with a milder palate, might be a good one. So, all right, next I'm going to try the Louisiana hot sauce. Now the Louisiana hot sauce can still get that fruity flavor. Definitely a little bit more heat involved there. Kind of burns the side of my tongues a little bit. I guess I only have one tongue. That'd be kind of weird. It's burning the side of my tongue pretty good, but it's not an unbearable heat. So if you don't mind having a little kick to your food, this one's not a bad one either. So let me cleanse my palate real quick. Now here's the Tabasco. Now, like I said, not a heat person. As I was measuring out the teaspoon to put in here, I already started breaking out in a sweat. But in order to be fair, I'm going to go ahead and throw this on out there, and I'm going to eat some of it. So, it's definitely a much more distinct flavor over here. It's not burning me as near as bad as I thought it would either. So this one, I can get a little bit of that fruity flavor. Definitely taste a little bit of the vinegar in there. It's a different taste than these two. These two, I could kind of get a fruity type flavor, and I get a fruity type flavor here, but it almost tastes like an aged type fruity flavor, and I don't know exactly how to best put that, other than maybe I know when I went to the McElhaney factory, that I know that they say that they aged their pepper mash for 3 years, and that could be the difference in the taste there. It's a very good flavor. Starting to get a little bit more burn now as I'm starting to talk a little bit more about it. So to pick a favorite, really, I would suggest any of y'all try them yourself. Both of these are definitely hotter than this. So if you're one of those that has a mild palate like me, this is a go-to, and this is one that a lot of people eat. So as far as price point, here's your cheapest, second cheapest, and more expensive of the three. However, I would say that they're all pretty decent sauces, pretty good sauces. Alright, so just a little bit of history behind each one of these sauces. Tabasco is the oldest of the two. The formula was made around 1868. So sometime shortly after the Civil War, Edward McElhaney developed his sauce here, and it has been a staple in Louisiana and around the world ever since. So kudos to them for their history. Crystal hot sauce would be the next oldest. There's some debate between whether these two are the oldest or not. I believe that Crystal's would be next. Crystal's has been around since the early 1920s. Louisiana hot sauce has been around since the late 1920s. So each one of these are tried and true flavors for years and years and years and years. And so they haven't gone away. They're probably not going away anytime soon. I definitely recommend that you try adding it to something like a red beans and rice. Any one of them. It enhances the flavors of most of the foods that you put it on. My favorite thing to eat my favorite food to eat with these is red beans and rice. Makes my red beans and rice. Not that my red beans and rice are bad, but it makes it better. And that's what these are. If you're looking for something that scorches your palate, maybe these Louisiana hot sauces aren't necessarily for you. There's plenty of things out there. I like to be able to taste my food with a little bit of enhancement to it, and that's why I go with these. I'd like to thank you for watching this video. I would recommend that any of y'all go out to your local market and see if you can find any of these 3 products. Give them a try. Give a little bit of support and a little bit of love to Louisiana. Really a great birthplace of these hot sauces. Each one of them is worth a shot. They don't cost that much. They're not going to empty your pocketbook, and really will add some flavor to your food. Thanks again for watching this video, and laissez le bon temps rouler.